Let's begin with homework exercise number 27 from section 7.2. Use the graph of the line to find the x-intercept, y-intercept, and slope. Then write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the magnifying glass to enlarge it so we can easily see it. Okay, now the x-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis. The x-axis is right here, the horizontal. There it is, so it's over 1, 2, 3, so it'll be a -3. The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. Right here, y-axis is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 5. So 5 would be the y-intercept. The slope, okay, the slope is the rise over the run. So from this point here, the x-intercept, we go up 1, 2, 3, sorry, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. The y-intercept is 4, okay? Can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y-intercept is 4. So the slope from one point to the other, from this point here, we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, 2, 3. So vertical change over horizontal change will be 4 over 3. And the equation of the line, y equals mx plus b. So again, it is the slope, which we just said is 4/3 times x, plus the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 4. We don't use the x-intercept when we're going to get the equation of the line. So y equals 4/3 x plus 4 will be the equation of the line. All right, let's go ahead and put those in. Make sure we got them correct. Okay. The x-intercept was -3. The y-intercept was 4. The slope was up 4 over 3, so 4/3. And the equation of the line is 4/3 x plus the y-intercept, which is 4. All right, very good. Let's move on to question 28. Graph the pair of equations, x equals 3 and y equals -5. Okay, x equals something is always a vertical line. So x equals 3 will be a vertical line at 3 units. X is always 3, so over 1, 2, 3, and we would be something about right there. And then the y equals -5. Y equals something is always a horizontal line. -5 is 5 units below. So it would be about right there again. My orientation is off. So you got to draw these two lines. X equals something is always a vertical line. Y equals something gives you a horizontal. So x equals 3 will be a vertical line 3 units to the left. So you can just put as long as x is 3, y can be anything you want. So y can be 3, -6 or whatever. And then the y equals -5. Again, as long as y is -5, we can pick any 2 points. And there's our 2 graphs, our 2 lines, and there is our correct answer. All right, homework number 29, graph y equals 1/3 x minus 3.7 in a rectangular coordinate system. Find the x and y intercepts algebraically. Okay, now, algebraically means we're going to solve it using putting in the points 0 for x to solve for y intercept, and then 0 for y to solve for x. So again, the x-intercept, to get the x-intercept, you put y equals 0. So you have, here's your equation. You put in 0 for y equals 1/3 x minus 3.7. So we're going to solve for x. So we can add 3.7 to both sides to get 3.7 plus 0 is 3.7 equals 1.3x. Divide by 1.3. Because the 1.3 divided by 1.3 is 1. 1 times x is x. So x is going to be 3.7 divided by 1.3. Okay? So we'll do that. Now the y-intercept, well, let's go ahead. I guess we'll do the y-intercept too. The y-intercept is when x equals 0. So x equals 0, we get y equals 1.3 times 0 plus or minus, it's a minus 3.7, right? Minus 3.7. So 1.3 times 0 is just 0, so y equals a negative 3.7. So that will be the y-intercept. Okay, that one was a little bit easier to do. So the y is a negative 3.7. The x is going to be 3.7 divided by 1.3, so we'll do that on our calculator. Okay, so again, we'll do 3.7 divided by 1.3. So that's about 2.84. So 2.8 is going to be the x-intercept. So now if the x-intercept is going to be about 2.8, so it looks like the y-intercept is going to be about a negative 3.7, right? So let's see if we enlarge D, that looks like, yeah, right here the x-intercept is over 1, 2, about 2 3/4, or about 2.8, right? And the y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, a negative 3.7, which would be about right there. So the values we got algebraically match the graph for D. Okay, I thought we were going to have to input the x and y intercepts, but you just do them to get the graph. Okay, so again, oh, okay, there it is. Now, okay, so you first do the graph. So the x-intercept we got was what? 2.8 when we did it algebraically. Yeah, there it is. And the y-intercept was a negative 3.7 when we did it, when we put in x equals 0. So we put in y equals 0 to get the x-intercept, and we put in x equals 0 to get the y-intercept. Those were the steps we did before the graph. All right, very good. Okay, number 30. Determine the equation of the line. Okay, now, remember, the key is y equals mx plus b, right? M is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. So look what we have here. The b is the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. There's our point, and it looks like it crosses it at a positive 1. So the b is 1. The slope, this point here is 0, 1. This point right here is a negative 3, and it's up 3, right? So to go from this point to this point, we go to the left 1, 2, 3 units, and we go up. Well, we go up first, right? We go up 1, 2 units, and to the left 1, 1, 2, 3. So again, we're going to go, it's going to be a negative, right? Because we're going up and to the left. So it's going to be up is 2 units. That's the vertical change. Horizontal is over 3. And again, since the line is going down from left to right, we know it's a negative. Or again, you can go down 2 units and over 3. Down is negative 2, over to the 3 is positive. Or up 2 is positive and to the left is negative. So either way, one's positive and one's negative, so you get a negative 2/3. So now finally what? Y is the slope, which we figured out. It's a negative 2/3 times x plus the y-intercept, which is 1. Now notice, from here to this point, you can do the same thing. You go what? Down 1, 2 units and over 1, 2, 3. So again, the slope is negative 2/3. So you can go from one point to the other point. You can either go from this point to this point. This point from this point is 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 units down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units across. And notice negative 4/3 reduces to a negative 2/3. So you can either go from that point to that point. All of them will give you the same slope. And then again, it's the y equals the slope times x plus the y-intercept, which was a positive 1. Okay? So let's go ahead and put that in. Negative 2/3 x plus 1. Y equals a negative 2/3 x, don't forget the x, and then plus 1 to y-intercept. Okay? All right, that takes care of problem 30. We're going to stop this session here. If you have any questions, send me an email at tsquares@hodges.edu or call me at 239-938-7805. Thank you.